than to do anything. But if you have a folder where you like to keep family photos, another folder where you like to keep work stuff separate, etc., you could do that too. However, you can also have multiple photo libraries. Anytime you open up Photos, if you hold down the Option key, it'll ask you to pick your library. So let's say you've imported your iPhotos into a library, okay? And now you still have you might have multiple libraries in iPhoto. If you hold down the Option key when you launch Photos, the list of your libraries will come up. You can import a different one. It doesn't import it. You're looking at things separately. The photos from the previous time are no longer there. They're there from the new library when they're imported. Yeah?
You can't have multiple libraries if you put your photos on the cloud. You can only have one system library.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of me.
Okay, sorry.
We'll get complicated. But that's true. That's absolutely true. I like your enthusiasm.
Another comment on the multiple libraries. I made the mistake of keeping them all in one library, and it got too large, and it really slows down everything. And then I switched over to the multiple libraries and start switching.
Okay.
Those other libraries that are not so large are still very quick. So don't keep them all in one library if it gets really big.
Okay.
It'll slow everything down.
Well, I'll disagree with him because that's part of the advantage of the new Photos. It's much snappier.
Well, I'm talking about iPhoto.
Oh, iPhoto, definitely.
iPhoto.
So and that was the one reason a lot of people did use multiple libraries in iPhoto. And in fact, I used to have people recommend to me in iPhoto, every year start a new library. So you know your photos from 2014 were in one photo library. And again, when you open iPhoto, hold down the Option key, it gives you a choice. You can pick the library you want to open.
I will disagree with you on the size. As the size of the Photos library gets larger, the program does get slower.
Okay, we've never gotten that, but I haven't experienced that yet at 11,000. I can imagine at 55,000 that might be an issue. And who needs to access 55,000 photos from all their devices?
Everybody.
Okay, everybody does.
I do.
So I guess there is a diminishing point. The diminishing point in iPhoto was a lot lower. It would bog down very fast. But like I said, I'm up to 11,000. I really haven't seen that much of a hit, if there has been, in the speed, at least where I am right now.
That's an optimum size.
Yeah. So,
That's a nice shot.
what Larry was saying, so you can import multiple libraries. Again, you're only working with one library at a time. And right now, there isn't even a third-party program that if you would want to merge libraries, you could. There used to be a program called iPhoto Library Manager, not used to, there still is, in iPhoto, that if you had multiple libraries and you wanted to merge them, you could. That same company, which I'll talk about a little later, has a program for Photos, because that program that I just mentioned doesn't work with Photos, but they haven't included the merge feature yet. Okay? So, this is what happens in Photos. When you import your first library, it creates the library, and it's called a system library. That's the library that works with iCloud. Okay, anything in that library gets sent up to the cloud automatically. Okay, so if you're using iCloud Photo Library to store your pictures in the cloud, okay, you don't have to worry as long as it's in that. If you open up that system library, any pictures you put into it will go to the cloud. All right. Now, when you open another library, as opposed to your system library, those pictures don't go to the cloud. You can only have one system library. However, when you open a second library, you can redesignate that library as your system library, and all those photos will go to the cloud. Okay? So you see, by this kind of kludgy way of opening different libraries and resetting them as a system library, you can get all your pictures up to the cloud even if they're in multiple libraries. Okay? But I like to work with just one library because then it gets confusing. Did I do something with this? Did I do it? What's the system library? Is it? When you open, by the way, Photos and you press the Option key, it indicates which one you've designated as a system library in parentheses. So you know which one is the one that's working with iCloud at the time. Okay? So, The import, obviously I kept talking more without showing you too much, but there's not much I can show you importing a library since I've done all that. But basically it happens automatically. It may take some time, especially if you're moving stuff to the cloud. If you turn on iCloud Photo Library, if you have a big library like mine, it might take a while. Okay? Not as long as the new Google's photos, which Dave will talk about later. It can take forever and a day. In fact, maybe not forever and a day, maybe almost forever in 2 days. That's how slow it can be sometimes. Is there a question? Yeah.
When you take a picture from your camera, from your iPhone, how does that automatically get into your photo on your computer?
Well, this is what happens now. If you're using Photos, the photo program, and you have iCloud Photo Library turned on, and you take a picture with your phone, it automatically gets sent to the cloud. Wait. When it gets sent to the cloud, next time you're on your computer and you turn Photos on, it downloads it back to your computer. So you don't have to do any syncing if you're using iCloud Photo Library. It happens automatically. Any picture you take with your iPad or iPhone automatically go to the cloud and then automatically get downloaded to your computer. Does that answer your question?
If you don't use iCloud.
If you don't use iCloud, you're going to have to sync the old-fashioned way. You plug it in, you go through iPhotos, and you can select, it comes up with the device in the sidebar, just like you did it in iPhoto. Okay? Again, I just like everything to happen automatically. I got too many other things to worry about in life and what's happening with my photos. Yeah?
If you have all your photos stored in one folder, cloud, whatever. Library, okay. You can tell, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But aren't you taking the chance of getting a corrupt?
You would be if, and certainly that can happen. I know one corrupted photo in the past in iPhoto screwed up a lot of stuff. I had to go through a ton of photos once because when I was up, it was during an upgrade, and I had a problem. It was because one photo had been corrupted. But one photo can get corrupted whether it's by itself or anywhere.
Or a small album.
Right. So I don't think there's more potential for that to happen. I mean, I've used one library of these 11,000 photos for years now, and I haven't had an issue.
Plus you've got them backed up 3 or 4 different places.
Yeah. But you know what? If you got it backed up 3 and 4 places and you got a corrupted photo's backed up in 3 or 4 places too. So you don't want to go know the process I went through to find that one corrupted photo. At that time I had about 9,000 photos. It was a mess. Yes?
My wife's Apple ID is the same as mine, so her photos intermingle with mine on the photos.
Okay.
And so I'll see 40 pictures of the same dog. But if I delete one of them, does it delete it from hers?
Yes. If she has iCloud, but she should have,
How can they
I'm just trying to stay alive for the next week.
well, multiple devices. You can, I mean, if you had 2 iPhones, you could have the same iCloud account on both of them.
No, she uses the same Apple ID.